Well, for a lot of us, pets aren't like family. They are family, and losing a pet, it can be tough.
Paws to Angels helps families say goodbye with love, respect, and dignity.
Yeah, Cherie is the owner, and Ronnie Juarez is here. Also, Savannah's here. Good morning. How are you?
It's really nice to have you here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How did Paws to Angels, how did this all get started?
Well, for me, it's not really how I got started, it's why I got started. With the death of my dog Shades, when she passed, I learned of the traditional death care process, and I found that it lacked the dignity and respect that she deserved.
What's the traditional process? What did you go through?
I learned that they're put into bags, put into freezers, waiting on a truck route to come around. That truck route's usually piled 40, 50 pets deep, and I walked out of the clinic with no options, no support.
All right, take us through when families come to you, what do you help them understand, and how do you make the process a little more loving for those pets who were so dedicated, so loyal for years, you know?
The most important thing that I can do for a family is to just be and listen. Often I share in their stories. You know, a lot of what they need to get out is those feelings, that feeling of being validated, and to know that they're not crazy when they lose a pet.
Yeah, so what do you do? Take us through kind of what you do with families. How do you actually, and the services that you offer?
Well, all of my services, I offer in-home euthanasia, just added pet hospice, and then the total end-of-life care. Families receive all of their options, whether cremation, burial, or freeze-dry preservation. I'm 24/7 in services, and also that's for grief support.
Ronnie, what was your experience like? And then we've got several things here that I'd love to show, but I want to know about what you went through.
I actually learned of Cherie and Paws to Angels because just a few weeks ago, actually it was the first week of July, my dog, my lab, was actually diagnosed with cancer. And I knew the time was coming very near, and it was going very quickly. I actually approached my vet clinic and was beginning to ask them what options I had. Well, it was like an angel all of a sudden just handed me a business card and said, why don't you contact Cherie at Paws to Angels?
Yes.
So I actually took that business card home and went on her website. What I would like to stress is she has a lot of options for families. We went through, my son and my husband and I, and we actually read through all the different options. Well, the one that actually stood out the most for us was the capability of having the in-home euthanasia and then the cremation following. My son and I actually took time a couple Fridays ago, went to visit the center on 117th and Dodge, walked in unexpected. We were actually greeted with open arms from Cherie, and it is a little tough for me, but when she approached us, she introduced herself and asked us why our visit that day. And all of a sudden we found ourselves sitting at a table in the center and Cherie walking us through all the different options. The other thing I would like to stress is I would love to have more people take the opportunity to meet her and her center and find out that she has things for every family. Don't just ask about the cost.
I want to talk about that pet hospice service. Does the pet have to be terminally ill to use those services? How does that work?
No, the pet doesn't have to be ill. Many families who call with just an ailing pet that's age-related. So we work with families that have pets with arthritis, mobility issues, kidney failures, help manage that pain.
Cherie, you are wearing a necklace, and I'm holding an example here as well. Would you tell us about these ribbons and these pieces?
Those are DNA jewelry. What I do is actually I get a sample from inside the pet's mouth, and it's sent off to a lab. They extract the DNA and encapsulate it.
And so you're with your pet forever in that sense.
It's a carrying part of them with you, always, and close to your heart.
And then a few other items that you brought in.
I brought in a couple of urns, and then down below is one of the river rock markers that families can use. Even I work with them on helping create a tribute garden in their yard.
You mentioned veterinarians because that's the first place that you went to. How are veterinarians receiving Paws to Angels? How are they responding to the services?
My services are really a complement and a reflection of their services. When they refer a family to me, it shows that family that they truly care about them in life and in death.
And that you're the only center like this in the area. And it goes to show there was a need for it. Ronnie, for you and your family. Could you imagine this process without Cherie?
No. Years ago, I actually experienced something similar where I did have to take a pet to the vet clinic. Nothing wrong with that, but it was just leaving that pet on that cold table and then walking away with only a collar in my hand versus what Cherie does even the days following what takes place is unbelievable. She has the biggest heart.
Yeah, National Pet Memorial Day is coming up. What's happening this Sunday?
This Sunday, National Pet Memorial Day came to life in 1977. It's never been celebrated here in Omaha until I opened. So this Sunday, I've partnered with Midlands Humane Society in Council Bluffs, and we are honoring our family's pets today with celebration of life service, carnation vigil. We'll also be doing a memorial dog walk and pet blessings.
This is free, open to the public if you would like to join on Sunday. And if you would like to learn more, like Ronnie did, about Paws to Angels, there's a website that has some great information on it. It's pawstoangels.net. If calling is easier, it's 507-0585. Ronnie, thank you for coming, and it's nice to see you. And Cherie, thank you for bringing Savannah in.
Thank you.
Yeah,
She's beautiful. Thank you. Well,